go back to my home church now that I was ordained and to preach. And it was a great experience. I had grown up at this church, gone to youth group. I had been married there, and both of my girls were baptized there. So I knew a lot of people. I was a member there for about 15 years. And so after my sermon, after the service was over, people started lining up to come talk to me. It was a great experience. But one of the things that people wanted to talk about was the past. It was as if they had gotten into this memory box and they wanted to walk down memory lane with me. And so we did. They said, "Do you remember when we had the holidays and there were so many people that it was standing room only?" And I said, "Yes." And they said, "And do you remember when we used to do the children's message? There were so many children that they actually flowed down into the aisle." And I said, "Yeah, I remember that." And they said, "Did you remember that we would have on Sunday nights 150 high school students here to do youth group?" "Yeah, I was part of that. I remember that." "And do you remember that we had 3 pastors, 2 full-time, 1 part-time, and 2 full-time secretaries just to handle everything that was happening here?" I was like, "Yes, I remember that. It was a great trip down memory lane." And then I said, "So what is God doing now at this church?" And I got this deer in the headlight look. "What do you mean? What is God doing now? There's less than 100 people in worship. We don't have children for children's chat. We don't have a youth group anymore. What do you mean? What is God doing now?" And I said, "Surely God is doing something now with you." And they had to think about it for just a minute. You see, they were so caught up in their memory box, they couldn't see that God was doing something new with them at this time. Well, that's exactly what's happening in our scripture this morning. Judah has been taken over by the Babylonians. They have been in exile. They know they're there because they have turned away from God. They worshipped idols. They turned their back on God, and the Babylonians took them away. And here they are in their box remembering the old days. Oh, they have great stories of the old days. But Isaiah says to them, God is going to do a new thing. And they're like, "Wait a minute, what do you mean, a new thing? You're going to probably get to go back home, back to Judah." "Oh man, I don't know. Do we really want to go back there now? I mean, yeah, we really don't like being in exile. We don't like being here. But if we go back, that means we have to go back through the desert. And you know how that desert is. We could starve. You know, we really don't want to go back and starve before we even get back home. And we're not going to remember anybody, and the buildings won't be the same, and you can hear the excuses." And Isaiah says, "Really? Do you not remember the Exodus? When Moses led the Israelites into the desert, did God leave them there to die? No. God provided the manna and the water in the Exodus." Oh, you're right. And what about Abraham and Sarah? Did God take them to a new land and forget about them? No. And what about Joseph's family? Here, Joseph, this horrible thing happened to Joseph, and yet God said, "I'm going to make something new come out of this." And as the famine happened, his family came to Egypt, and they survived. Over and over again, the Bible is showing us of times that God is doing something new. But you can hear the people saying, "Yeah, you know, that was then. That was a really long time ago. What about now?" Maybe that's the question we need to ask. What about now? What memory box have you put yourself into? Perhaps something happened to you that was glorious. Oh, it was a wonderful achievement, or maybe it was an award, or who knows what it was. And you were like, "You know, this was so wonderful. I just just want to live in that moment for the rest of my life. And so you choose to. Or perhaps there was something so tragic, maybe there was something so bad in your life, something maybe you chose to do, or something that happened to you that you just can't let it go because it is such a part of who you are. And so you have built your box around that. Now, in this box, you've become so comfortable. In fact, it's so comfortable, eventually, you get it. You may not want to be here, but you understand it. And do I really want to get out of the box? In fact, I like this box so much, I think I might paint the walls green. Maybe I'll put up a few curtains. Maybe I'll bring my lazy boy and really get comfortable in my box. Because then I don't have to leave my box. But what if God is calling me to leave the box? So if I dare to take a step out of the box, things could be much better than where I am in the box. Oh, but things could be a lot worse if I step out of the box. And I'm going to bet that things are going to get worse before they get better, so I'm just going to stay in my box, thank you very much. You see, it's fear that keeps us in the box. Because even if I step out of the box and things do get better, am I really prepared for that? No, I just want to go back to my box. I get this box. Let me just stay here. Except what happens in our memory box is the box is not the past. It is not the present. How often do we let the box determine who we are today? We give control to the box, and we can't even begin to see a future when we are caught in the past. God is asking us to do a new thing. But often we have to get knocked over the head, or something dramatic has to change for us to even think about taking a step out of the box. A few years ago, we had nobody sign up for Vacation Bible School. Did you feel that jolt when the world stopped rotating? And so we came together as a collective group and we said, what are we going to do? And we had all these memories of past Vacation Bible School, 2 weeks long, with all of these kids, and nobody wanted to let go of the box. And so we started thinking about, well, what about today? What can we do now? And we came up with this crazy idea of doing Vacation Bible School on Sunday mornings. And then somebody said, well, you know, if it doesn't work, we'll just come back to the drawing board and try again. We were willing to step out of the box and see if something new could happen. And we did. But we didn't get 2 weeks of every day and hundreds of kids. And that was okay. This was what we needed to do right here, right now. And when I share that with other churches, they look at me like, we can't do it on Sunday morning. I'm not asking you to do it on Sunday morning. I'm telling you what worked for our church in our context. But more importantly, I shared with them the process that we got to get to that point. That anybody can do. We honored the memory, but we also stepped out of the box and let God do something new. Now I'm reading a book right now by Richard Rohr, and it's called Falling Upwards. Kind of a paradoxical title. And he goes on to say that we grow spiritually when we allow ourselves to fail more than when we allow ourselves to be right. We grow spiritually when we allow ourselves to fail more than when we allow ourselves to be right. He says that we recover from failing form, and then it says we don't have to risk to do anything else, and we certainly don't have to risk God to come in and change our lives. The Apostle Paul, writing to the church of Corinth, says in 2 Corinthians 12, "When I am weak, I am the strongest. When I am at my weakest point," because we know when people are at their highest point, they don't say, "Oh God, I need your help. Everything is going so wonderful." When I am at my weakest point is when we finally say, "I cannot do this by myself. I need your help. I need your strength. With you, we can do anything." So if we allow ourselves to step out of the box, then the box does not have the hold on us anymore. The box is our memories, and we raise them up, and we can honor them, we can cherish them, we can make apologies for them if there are bad things that have happened or something we've done. And when we do that, the memories no longer hold us back, but they set us free. And when those memories set us free, that's when God can come in and do a new thing. Let's get out of the box. Let's let God do a new thing. Amen.